Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an author, speaker, and proud father. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot, the illusion of independence. And yes, ladies, I gotta jump on this. And yeah, it's tough love, but we gotta be real with it. I'm seeing a lot of the women who call themselves independent women and say how independent I am. Lonely, not happy, not with anybody. And the issue is independence. Nobody's truly independent. Now let me be clear with it. Let me be clear. This ain't saying let me straighten this out. I'm not saying be dependent on, be that type. You gotta be dependent. See, there's nothing wrong with getting your degree. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with going for your career. There's nothing wrong with being able to stand up on your own 2 feet. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have to realize no matter what you do, other people were involved. And then there's something else, a very important part of this that we have to think about. I'm going to get back into it later. Human beings ain't meant to be alone. We're naturally drawn to each other. We are naturally drawn. We don't feel right unless we're coupled up. This is if you're heterosexual, homosexual, even asexual. Everybody feels better that way. We'll get back into that later. But I want you to think about it. Okay, you can make enough. Okay, you worked through your way through school. Was that totally independent? Or were your grades dependent on a teacher grading? You didn't get those grades on your own. They had to give you an assignment. Y'all were interacting. Everything's an interaction. Only way anybody, man or woman, be truly independent is if they out in the woods by themselves and they just totally rely on them. They don't go to the store for anything. They make their own clothing, everything. They made their own weapons to kill food. They grow food, something. They built their own shelter. If you living in a nice home, somebody else built that home. If you were truly independent, or anybody truly independent, but I'm just talk to y'all ladies. If you're truly independent, you built that home yourself. But then, are you truly independent even then? Because you had to get the product. You had to get the materials from somebody. And even then, are you truly independent? You had to learn from somebody. And I want you to think about it on that bigger scale. We all are connected here. We're all connected. And that's just a reality. You know, when you say you independent, and then let's get to the personal thing. Let's just be real loud. Let's just keep it a buck. And I've said this to the men. I said this to the men in my book, Nice Guys and Players. All women want a man and all men want a woman. And even if you gay, you still want a companion. That's our nature. That's a deep spiritual thing. I had to go deeper on that. But anybody trying to say, well, I don't need anybody, you lying. That's why, like in prisons, you put somebody in solitary confinement where they don't interact with anybody, that's hell. What if somebody told you like for 5 years, just for 5 years, you don't get to interact with anyone. You don't get to talk. You don't want to do anything. Think about how many times you just be home. Like you might just be home. Like, okay, like during this during the lockdown. How many people lost their mind because they weren't really interacting with people? Like at all. Indeed, that's why a lot of people will try to get an interaction on social media. Because at least they interact. We built tribal. We built for coupling. That's deep inside our spirit. And that's the important thing. That's the important thing. Wait, let me see something. All right. I had to look at something on my mic here. I'm always trying to improve. But anyway, we all built for it. We all built for it. And like I said, we don't even get to a point. Nobody's truly independent any damn way, even beyond the companionship. Did you, if you sitting there, if you watching this video on a device, did you create that device? We had to cooperate. If you driving, listening to this, you're not just driving willy-nilly. You in cooperation with other people on the road. Seriously. So on a large scale, no. On a macro scale, no. And then on a personal scale, I mean, look, in fact, even watching this video, okay, you independent, you can take care of yourself. Everybody should be able to take care of yourself. You still want to mate. You still need that interaction. If you're truly independent, anybody truly independent, you wouldn't need that. You wouldn't need to even watch this. You wouldn't need to watch this at all. Nobody would need the men. Any truly independent men, you wouldn't be able to watch everything. They wouldn't be able to watch anything. Nobody's truly independent. We all want that companion. That's just nature. That's just a primal thing. Shoot, even in animals, insects, everything. Where I live now, there's always some birds trying to create a nest in my dryer vent. I mean, that's just nature, and you can't fight that. Yes, you can. You want to be to the point. You don't want to be dependent. Now, I get with that, and I tell women, hey, you don't want to be dependent because when you're dependent, then you're forced to follow along, and you still want to be at a place where you can feed yourself and everything. But the illusion that you're truly independent, and there's too many people, there's too many women. It's the women's channel. Too many women suffering from that, like suffering, like having trouble. Like I knew one young lady, and there was a falling out, and it wasn't romantic. I put it like that. She was a friend of my co-parent, but one of the things, she had a big old house. And she's supposed to be this independent woman, but she was just so lonely. She was so lonely. She was dealing with some guys just to have that contact. She's in a big house, and I've heard this from a couple of women. They have a big house, but then they stuck in one place. They not comfortable being at home by themselves. I know someone now not comfortable being by herself. Because that's just not our nature. It's an illusion that you can be. And there's no shame in saying, hey, you want to be with somebody. There's no shame. Because, ladies, I got to call this out. You get some women saying, oh, you don't need a man. You don't need all this. Well, one, you better be concerned about their sexual orientation. Two, it's some bullshit. It's some bullshit. We need each other. We need each other. Shoot, I question that on the men's side. Some men saying, oh, you don't need a woman. You don't need one. Please. I've said it. I've had some people come on my men's channel. Some trolls, presumably male, come on. Yeah, I don't need a woman. I'm like, why are you here? That's what I'm talking about. Why don't you get on my money channel? You know? That's how deep it is. But get rid of that illusion, ladies. Now, this ain't saying just grab any guy just to get him. You still, like I said, I've said several times, you leave dusty men alone. There's plenty of good guys out here, good hard-working men. That's why I encourage you to get with the good guys, the good, truly good ones. Not no simps either, like some good men. They can make you laugh. They can make love to you, protect you, want to provide for you. Or at least, and if you're independent, rather, why not be in a situation where y'all put your forces, y'all put your forces together and build something even bigger? And hey, that's an important thing. But that's the thing, ladies. That's the thing. All right. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Let that illusion go. None of us independent. None of us. Like I said, either on a macro basis or a personal basis. Macro basis, we dependent on somebody. Somebody else had to build this house. She needed help moving this couch in. Somebody had to build the car. Somebody else had to make this device. So on a macro level, no real independence. And on a personal level, we really don't want to be. That's how the human race has gone on. The human race wouldn't, I don't know, we'd be having this conversation in the language of dolphins or something. If humans were truly, any human could truly be independent. All right. So we want to be with each other. All right. So anyway, ladies, that's all I have for today. Get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.